The night I come to England, we come over on the Princess Maud, and I'd never been on a ship in my life, you know, and it was really, really rough, you know. I arrived in Birmingham that Sunday. I tell you, it was the 30th of July 1954, the day of the World Cup final, West Germany and Hungary. And we were going around looking for digs, and everywhere we went, there was digs for 2 men, but no Irish, no Irish. And that frightened me. It really did frighten me. The second day I was there, I went looking for work, but I finished up that night, I was roaring and crying. And I told me mate I was going to go home because nothing appealed to me. I was frightened of the police for one thing, and you know, it felt like because you were Irish, they were watching you every step of the way. I never drank in Dublin before I came over, so I started here. We only frequented Dublin pubs, like there was a few. You had the Clifton, the Wagon and Horses, the Shakespeare, but there was a pub in the town, and they called it the Irish Labour Exchange, the Windsor. That's just reopened. So if you come over from Dublin and you went to the Windsor, you got a job. Somebody would always, a Dublin fella would always get you fixed up in a job. All the Dublin people were very, very close, you know. You'd say, we go into this pub, it's a Dublin pub, you know. And, I mean, I was in the pub one night, and we called this one little room the Dublin bar, and the other one was all the country lads, you know. And I had a mate, Jem Griffin, and someone said to him, it was very quiet in the Culture bar tonight. And he said, well, we should sort that out, you know. And but the country lads, they all stuck together as well, and they worked for their own people, subcontracting. But you see, when you work for a subcontractor, you got money into the hand, so you weren't getting your card stamped or anything like that. The Dublin fellas, a lot of them had good jobs. A Dublin man was known, he was either a pipe fitter or a painter. And people just say, Dublin must be the prettiest city in the world, you know, because everyone that comes over is a painter. And that's a known fact. The job I got at the United War Works on Adderley Street, people from Crumlin wrote letters to me, asked me to get their sons. Now, I'm not exaggerating, I said that. I've got 16 people from Dublin jobs in that factory. I have to say that, yeah, I made a good life for myself in England. I'll honestly say, I don't think I'd have done as well in Ireland. I was my own boss, I had my own pub, and I have had about 5 or 6 different pubs. I've done very well out of it, you know. So. My brother ran away 3 times out of Artane. And there was one time he got up in the middle of the night and he got dressed and he sneaked out. And anyway, they cut him down in Fairview Park. And he brought him back, shaved all his hair off. And he put him standing at a wall. And he was standing at that wall for nearly 3 years. Any recreation time we got, he had to stand at that wall. It was just very sadistic, it was really. I played against Marino one day in Parnell Park, and I played very well. And Brother Drew, he said to me, well done O'Neill, he said, you were very good today. Anything I can do if you let me know. So I said, let me brother off the charge. He said, what charge? They'd just forgotten all about him. And he was standing at that wall for nearly 3 years. That hurted me more in Artane than anything they'd done to me. I thought it was terrible what they'd done to the kid. The one thing I noticed when I came out of Artane, my neighbours were a bit funny towards us, you know what I mean? Don't be playing with him, you know. Or you found it hard, if you asked a girl for a date or that, no way, you know. That's one of the things that made me leave Dublin, because I had a job in it.
The 2 pub explosions were so devastating that the police have spent much of today establishing that no more bodies were lying under the rubble.
The night that happened, I went into my own club and I was on the committee in the club. Nobody spoke to me and my missus. And the next thing, the barman come down, he said, another pub gone up, another explosion in the town. I said, what's wrong? He said, the bastard IRA is after blowing up 2 pubs in the town. You know? The attitude did change a lot towards the Irish, I have to say that, you know. I went into work the next morning, and the chap who was a mate of mine, I worked with him for about 3 years before that, working on the same cars together. He told the foreman, he said, I'm not working with him. So I said, you don't want to work with me, so I put on my coat and went home. People that you would have been drinking with, they did just ignore us, you know, didn't want to have to do with us, you know. And that went on for a long time. This was predominantly Irish. All this, that was a great Irish shopping centre. All the shops were Irish now, but unfortunately, it's like the times that all around here now is all up to, you're going up to Shirley, and all the shops up there and down here, they're all predominantly Asian, you know. But all these houses now, these were all Irish, they're all gone, they're all Asians about all these houses. Down as far as the Antelope, and even down to Camp Hill. I'm Irish to the core, you know, everybody knows that, because all I sing, if I was to sit down to Dublin tonight and they asked me what to sing, they all know what I'm going to sing. It could be The Fields of Athenry, Dublin in the Rare Old Time. My favourite song is the Irish National.